started immediately. Thank you. Okie dokie.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Don't you have your class?
Okay.
Class.
Okay. So I'm going to see if I can successfully share my screen onto a video. So, and then after that, then I will start the lecture. So bear with me. Screen sharing, start broadcasting. This is how I'm going to start this lecture today. So be ready for this one. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen and I want you to watch this short video with me. All right, so let me see whether I can share this video. Please say you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes, okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's watch this together. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but let's see it again. All righty. Okay. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play it one last time. Okay, I'm going to play that one more time in case you missed it. Okay. Okay.
But the 60th.
Okay. So the short version, hang on, of that story.
Collapse at that point.
Yes, is that the short version of that story is that man, he died on the spot. Now, the question is, this is a human being who was.
Sorry, can we all mute? Can we all mute?
Okay, I have muted everybody. So once again, good evening. I'm sorry, I should have muted before sharing that screen. And I wanted to use that lecture to start my presentation today. And the reason I particularly chose that video is only one reason. The fact that this man, yes, the story is that he was celebrating his wife. He bought an SUV for the wife for the 60th birthday. But the truth is that he was standing on the stage. Okay? He was dancing on the stage. And while dancing on the stage, the only thing he said, he told the wife to give him water to drink. And the wife did not hear very well. He said, please give me water to drink. The wife did not hear very well. And then as the wife walked away, he fell and he died. What is the meaning of that? It just shows that it doesn't matter how strong or sound, and imagine you are strong enough to be on the altar or on the stage dancing, and you literally fall and die. That man was confirmed dead. He died right there and then. So why is that happening? So so many of these cases is going on repeatedly. Okay, so that is on one part. Now, the second part is this. Let me go to the lecture and then I will get started. So this is the topic, okay? So the topic of today is about men's health. And I want to start with a short story. I've showed a video. There's a man, he works in one of them. I am actually a lecturer for NDC, that is National Defense College, NDC. And I come in every year when they bring in the participants. And for those of you that are on the phone, on the line, I know I have some generals, I know I have AIG, I also know I have a Rear Admiral. You know what I am talking about. And even if you're not, National Defense College, they bring people at that high level to come and train them and put them back or whatever. The point is, I go into lecture on preventive medicine. So there's this particular Oga there, general or so, and he's this kind of person everybody likes. He's the best man to everybody's wedding, etc. And what happened? They made him the PMC. PMC means the officers' mess, the principal of the officers' mess and everything. He was a week or so to retiring, and he decided to go and do a comprehensive checkup. The story goes that all his life he has been managing constipation. He doesn't care because men, you tough out everything. The only thing that is on your head is how to build your house, get your car, buy your wife SUV, and celebrate your wife's 60th birthday. It's about everybody except you. I see that a lot about men. It's about the world, it's about the community, it's about the family, it's about everybody else. It's very few men that I know that are that much self-centered. I know there are some men that are self-centered. Even if a man is self-centered inside the house, you may think, but in the community, in the church, everywhere, you may not see that person as that much self-centered. So this particular man, he went to do a comprehensive test just a week or so before he retired, and they told him that he has a colon cancer. And they now sent him to National Hospital. And when they got to National Hospital, they did a scan and found that the cancer had metastasized to the liver, to the lungs, to everywhere. I'll tell you about this man. He has about a few houses, maybe up to 16 houses. His wife he has gone abroad, the children has gone abroad. Like, he did everything and he was getting ready for a retirement. But why I'm really sharing this story is that, of course, in the hospital they're doing the scans and starting his chemo. They applied so that he will go abroad for treatment. But I want to tell you that before, as the money dropped like today, and he's supposed to travel the next day, he actually died. And the family had to travel down for the funeral, and he was gone. But everything happened to him within months. So it means that he was the PMC, he was the head of that, officers' mess of this particular place I'm talking about. It means that, so was he that sick? The truth of the matter is yes. So when we go through today's lecture, I'm going to talk about just 5 top things that is taking men out. 5 things taking men out that is just in the pipeline, it's near. And most importantly, we are going to talk about what to do so that these things don't take men out anymore. Okay? All right. So he died. As soon as he died, money dropped to go abroad. So for those men that think, I have insurance, I have BUPA, I have air ambulance, don't do like that, please. Just let us fix this health now and because sometimes people die with money in their pocket. 2, a lot of men that are working for other people, everybody's working for somebody. You're going to spend a little money on yourself. You're going to spend a little money on your health. You're going to take care of you. Because you men, you are our backbone. They say yes, what a man can do, a woman can do. I'm sorry, my fellow women, I love you, but that is far from the truth. We need our men, and they have to be healthy, etc. Okay, so that being said, we are going to talk about men's health, the five that is taking them out very fast, and then what to do so that this doesn't happen. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and then we'll now take it from there. Okay, okay. So here we go. All right. So we want to first start with the objective. The objective is just to educate on the top 5 health concerns, and then we're going to talk around how to restore the health and then make sure that we don't die of these things that are killing our men. It says men's health is critical, is a critical topic that is often overlooked. Women, we have people that you can just call somebody and talk to, that's one. Or you can go for a spa day, you can do spa. Men need to start going to do spa and pedicure, etc. In the process, you take care of your health. So the statistics show that women take better care of their health because maybe from nursing their children, they're used to taking care of the health of the baby, and by extension, find a way to take care of themselves. But it's not too much like that with men. So many men, the biggest report I have on men is that they delay and avoid medical care. There's even a popular saying that something must kill a man. Why not something must kill a woman? You see, so men are just like, I don't know, there's a perceived carelessness. I'm so sorry on men's health. There's a perceived delay in taking care of men's health. So we will not do that again, because if they often miss the early signs, this is why we end up where we end up. And we are not losing our men again. By the grace of God, my own biological dad is about 86 years old, going on 87. I can't imagine what I will be in this life, what I would have been in this life without him, and what I can end up being in this life without him. I also have a brother. Oh, I have a lot of good men around me. Even in our organization, Dr. Physique, our head of medical, head of human resources, these are the solid men that are standing strong and, by God's grace, making the organization look very good, and I'm taking the credit. So we need to support them and even encourage them to take care of the health, because we need them. We need our men. So that's where we are. So this seminar is to highlight the most common pressing issues, and we are going to start with the first one. Okay, so if you look on your screen, let me do it like this. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Okay, if you look at this, let me do this. I hope you can see it very well. What are we looking at? This is prostate. So the number one thing that is killing men very fast, not in this order, I'll prioritize it later. One of them is prostate health. And I want us to understand when you hear prostate, what is prostate? Most men they've heard of the word PSA. When your PSA goes up, it should be between 4. Just think of it that the finger, if you raise your hand up like this, you count your fingers. How many fingers do you have? 5. So your prostate health must not be even up to your finger. It should be less than 4. So anything 0 to 4. So anytime you do your prostate examination, you take your PSA. Your PSA is supposed to be 0 to 4. Once it reaches 5, you have to be on medication. They start discussing surgery, lifelong, and all that stuff. So prostate, PSA, raise your finger. It must not reach up to your finger. It's 0 to 4 is the number. 2, if you look at this diagram, I want you to understand something. I hope I'll be able to do a very good job with, not physically. if you look at, you see there's a place that says bladder. I don't know whether you can see that on top of the belly. It says bladder. Directly under that bladder, there's another ball that is directly under the bladder. And if you see that ball, the ball leads directly into the penis and out. You see, there's a rope inside the ball that comes out to the penis. Okay. Now, you see, so this ball that is directly under the bladder, if you look down, there's a label for it. It's called the prostate gland. So that is the prostate gland. So your prostate gland is directly under your bladder. So at some point in time, it starts for some people in their 40s, 50s, 60s. It will just start expanding. So it will expand into where the tank, the bladder, where you were supposed to hold your urine. And that is why you don't have enough space to store urine. You'll be urinating very frequently. That is number one. Number two, it will be tickling you. You know, there's a sensory nerve that sends a signal to the brain.
We should
Feel like, okay, I think we need to mute our phones, but
on Friday we'll call him in the morning.
oh, let's see if I can mute everybody again. Yes, okay. Alrighty. So one of the things, so you'll see that, so this prostate gland expands, so eventually it gets so big that it takes over where the bladder is supposed to be. But another thing I want the men to notice about this thing is that if you look where that ball is, that prostate gland directly under the bladder is, you see there's a pipe there. That pipe, if you look at the pipe, look it all the way down, you see where it says anus. So one of the things you will accept your doctor to do is to put their hand into your anus to try to touch that prostate gland. Now, when the doctor puts the hand there and try to touch the gland, they are trying to see whether that gland is, number one, big. If it is rough, you know, they'll be doing like that, massaging your rectum. But they're trying to see if it is rough, if it is smooth. If it is rough, 99%, most of the times it's a cancer. If it is smooth, then it's probably just an enlargement. They call it BPH, benign. This just memorize BPH, prostatic hyperplasia, but BPH is easy for everybody to remember. So what am I driving at? If you look at that gland, that prostate gland very well, you'll see that there are like two pipes that are passing it in. You see there's, before you get to the penis area, you see, if you look at the gland here, you see there's a pipe passing through it. If you trace down that pipe all the way down, you see that it takes to the testicles. So it means that your testis stores your sperm, which comes all the way, and it still passes through the prostate area to come out through the penis. This one, you see, it says seminal fluid, the seminal fluid, it still passes through the prostate gland. You see it that the bladder, if you open it, there's a tube that comes out of this bladder and the urine still passes. So you see why prostate is very scary for men is that it doesn't just affect your sexual health, it affects urinating, it affects libido, it affects every single thing. So men dread it. But the truth of the matter is that you can actually do something to make sure that you don't even get to this stage. And the question is, what do I need to do? So from now on, I don't want anybody to be afraid of prostate health issue. In the past, why men are so scared of prostate health issue is that almost all the time, the only option you have is surgery. And you know that surgery, most people will not make it. You end up wearing a diaper for the rest of your life. But I want to tell you that, number one, technology is better. So that is not happening as often as it used to happen before. People used to die on that surgery table. So people are not dying as much as they used to die. I'm not saying you should still wait. But I'm also here to tell you that if you monitor early, there's something called colonoscopy, which I'm going to talk about here, that men dread. Every man should have a baseline colonoscopy. And that colonoscopy will help you out with two things. It will help you to check your prostate gland and make sure that everything around your prostate is okay. But most importantly, cancer is the top killer of men and is also around the colon, because this anus that I say they should put hand inside is also part of the colon. So, so that is an introduction on the prostate gland. And I just wanted you to have an idea, because when you hear prostate, some people are like, what is this prostate? And I wanted you to have a pictorial view of what this prostate is all about. It's just a gland directly under your bladder that controls, production of semen, testosterone. A lot of things happen, and it can easily be assessed through your anus. So when you go to the doctor's office, allow them to examine you from the rectum. Now, what I want you to learn about this is that prostate cancer is malignant and BPH. So any issue that you have around your prostate is going to be mostly two. There are other issues, but the one that is killing us is the cancer or the BPH. So the cancer is the most common. So, people are like, oh, okay, I have prostate issue. Well, you have prostate issue. Now look at it. The statistics, okay, another diagram here, why I said we should get it done. You see, if they put the hand through the anus here, you can actually touch the prostate gland. That's the prostate gland, which is directly under the bladder. See the bladder? This is the bladder, and this is the prostate. You can see prostate like that. So from the anus, we can actually touch that, okay? And you can see how everything is connected. So that is that. Now, this is what I want you to go home with today. According to the National Institute of Health, which is the most reputable health institutions that we have in the world, okay, BPH, that is the one that is not cancer, affects 5 to 6% of men aged 40 to 64. 40. So there's nothing like I'm too young. 40 to 64. And it says 29% to 33% will affect people that are 65 and older. So if you're 65 and older, it means that 33% you're likely to have a BPH. Now, that one is not as bad as the next one I'm going to read. It says, that's on BPH. This one says, prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men, with 1 in 8 men expected to be diagnosed in their lifetime. That means out of 8 men that you see, 8, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In fact, by the time you count 7, the 8th person will definitely have prostate cancer. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th person. And then imagine all our children, our daddies, our fathers, our brothers, sisters, uncle. 1 in 8 of those people that you know will definitely come down. So if it is a guarantee that almost every man will come down with prostate cancer, sorry, let me try to mute again. If it is a guarantee that almost every man, no, this is not the mute one, hold on. Mute all, okay, yes. Okay, so if it is a guarantee that almost every man is going to come down with prostate cancer, I'm trying to mute. I think I don't know why it's doing like that. Mute all, okay, yes. Okie dokie, sorry about that. If it is a guarantee, then what are we doing about it? I hope I'm still able to share my screen. The second thing is that according to CDC, Center for Disease Control, prostate cancer was the most common cancer in men in 2021. That is 4 years ago. That article actually shows that every year it is rising. So if it was the most common cancer in 2021, trust me, it's still the most common cancer in 2025. It says last year that passed, 52% of prostate cancer cases were amongst men aged 55 to 69. So 55 to what? 69. Meaning what? It means that if you're 55 years old, out of 8 men, if you're like in your men's group, you count 8 of you, then one of them will come down with it. So how are you going to be the person that will not come down with it? I think that is the main reason why we are here. 42% of them were 70 and older. So it's not something for old people again. Oh. You're hearing 40, 55, 69. So let us get ready. So what is the summary and conclusion for my prostate health lecture this morning is that if you're a man, assume that you're going to have it. Just assume, okay, you know what? I don't have it yet. I am likely to have it. So what do I need to do to make sure that I never end up having this? So I'm going to talk about those solutions shortly. So that is number one. Now, the second thing that is killing our men very fast, I just showed a video, and when I showed that video, we were only about 100. So I'm so sorry. That video meant something to me. So I'm still going to, I hope that I'm still sharing my screen. Let me make sure. Am I still sharing my screen?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, don't worry, I'll share it now.
No.
Okay, so this one I'm about to show, I've showed it 2 times already, but then it was only 100 people, and now over 200 people are here. I want to share it one last time. And the reason I'm sharing is because somebody can just be standing, dancing, celebrating their wife, and the person will just fall down and die. Okay. It breaks my heart because you know what? That man actually he died. He died there and then, and nothing can be done about it. But the fact is that a man can be standing on the stage, dancing that much, celebrating the wife, and the person can die. So that takes us to the second thing that is killing men. It's called metabolic syndrome. Please, can you repeat metabolic syndrome? So what is metabolic syndrome? I'm oversimplifying. A lot of men are walking around with heart issues, either enlarged heart. You cannot cure enlarged heart by taking your BP drugs alone. I'm sorry, I have to tell you the truth. Yes, it's going to help. People that got a stroke and died of some kind of ischemia or whatever, most of them, they took their blood pressure medicine that day. So if you took your blood pressure, in fact, almost everybody that came to our clinic that had a stroke, most of them took their BP medicine that day. So then why is it that you take your BP medicine and you're still dying of stroke? It's because reducing of blood pressure is only one thing. It's one thing. It does not, you see, cardiomyopathy, that means the disease of the heart. It has comma. So there's narrowing of the artery, there's one enlarged heart, there's one blood is not complete in the heart. So blood pressure alone is not cardiomyopathy. There are so many things. So that is why I am, just like I am encouraging every man to do their digital rectal examination, PSA, I'm also encouraging every man to do what they call ECG and echo. I'm sorry, even if you have done it before, do it every year. Know what to do. The unfortunate thing is that outside of Dr. Physic Clinic, for example, the only thing they have for you there is just more blood pressure medication and exercise. There are other things that you're going to be doing, and we are going to talk about it now. So, existing heart disease, blood pressure is only one of heart disease. There are many, 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 many heart disease. A cardiologist did not go to school only to study BP. There are so many things, so that it gets a point where they have to put a stent. That is another heart condition. This one, they have to put a pacemaker to be able to take over the heartbeat. That is another heart condition, etc. So many men, because of holding things in and not, not taking their health too seriously, they wait till it's too late. Once they're symptomatic, it becomes deadly. Like that man that fell down and died. Who can guess what happened to him? It cannot be far. It's not the village people that say you will not buy Jeep for your wife and I'll kill you on the same day. No. He looks good, just like every other man. He's toughing it out. But I am certain, and as I've heard from a kind of a reliable source, he was managing a heart condition. So, and when you stress that heart condition, your BP drug will fail you. So we need to manage that. So for the men, a mandatory weekly massage is a prescription drug for you for today. ECG and echo is cheap. Go and do it and just be seeing. Taking your omega-3, putting yourself on cardio aspirin, assuming there's no contraindication. Like being very, very deliberate about heart health. Another thing that is killing the men is blood sugar. I thought women that we are always eating should have high blood sugar. A lot of men have a sugar problem, and the leading cause of stroke in the leading cause of this heart attack in diabetics now is stroke from being a diabetic. So being a diabetic, being older is already bad enough, in terms of slowing things down. But once your blood has too much sugar and the body is like a syrup, the blood is like a syrup, stroke comes a lot faster. Another thing is unhealthy levels of high cholesterol. Skinny men have high cholesterol. So when you see one fat man, like there's one really, really fat man in our clinic, I don't want to do his name, but he doesn't even have high cholesterol. But you see one leper man like that, cholesterol is out of the door. Because when I grew up, I thought cholesterol is for fat people. But please, if your normal stature, your BP is high. Okay, I want to give you a short story, and unfortunately, there are people that know this story. A man who is a very slim man, best everything in everywhere. One day he was just rushing out. He can visit all the 30, how many states do we is? I always think of 50 states of United States, forgive me. Every state, within a week, he can be in every state and come back. But one of those days he was rushing out and he fell and he was in a stroke, from stroke to coma for 6 months. By the grace of God and the intervention of Dr. Physique, at least he's stable. But you know what? He's not that man that fell off, but he was a super G. Now look at the other man that was celebrating their wife. He fell down, he died. What is going on? Could just be a small high cholesterol. Cholesterol will not kill you if your inflammatory markers are not up. That means if you're not inflamed or stressed, cholesterol will not kill you as fast. So why is cholesterol killing men more than women? Is because not only do they have high cholesterol, but they're inflamed and they're stressed. Now, men have belly fat. Belly fat is actually another is a killer on its own. It's a disease to have belly fat as a man. So what can you do? Of course, we are doing our Wellness Wednesday fasting. Do not eat at night. I mean, think about it. Is it not easier to skip dinner and then not be on admission all the days of your life? If skipping dinner will regulate your BP and extend your life, so you do, I don't want anybody to do, we will all go, but it must not be a miserable death. So belly fat, we have to find a way to get rid of it. Doing hot water therapy in the morning and in the evening, skipping dinner, NTF, nighttime fasting. Some people call it reverse fasting. I've already done a lecture on that. If you start it, you see that you might be fat, but your belly will be flat. We have one of our clients on our weight loss program who has lost 16 kg just from nighttime fasting. And BP has stabilized. Everything is just perfect in his body. Okay. Mental health. Did you know that across the world, the leading people committing suicide and taking the most number of antidepressant medication is men in the whole world? If they count how many people committed suicide, top is men all over the world. How many people are on antidepressant medicine? Top is men. Why? Why? Mental health is often overlooked in men due to stigma and cultural expectation of, toughness. Depression in men is often shows as anger. Okay, there's one man who came to our facility. Unfortunately, I don't know what somebody said to him. This man just started screaming, like on a scale of 1 to 10, he went from 0 to 100 instead of 10. And I now called our doctor and I said, you know what? It's not what happened that made him upset. So I called him separately and I had a conversation. So what he's been carrying, as if he's carrying the whole world on his head, something as easy as you ask for a green tea and they brought hibiscus tea and you screamed until the roof was actually flying off the roof to that extent. This man screamed so loud, but we found out that it wasn't. So their depression comes out as anger. Another way is fatigue. If you're always tired, it means your head is saturated. Too much mental problems is going on in the head. Substance abuse, they start drinking alcohol, smoking, and I would count womanizing as a substance abuse. They start doing things that when they finish doing that thing, is digging the hole more than where they were before. Men are 4 times, this is according to the same National Institute of Health, are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. That means for every suicide counted, 4 times of it. So if they have like 12 people that died of suicide, 8 there will be men that they died of suicide. So mostly it's because of unmanaged stress. So how are we going to help our men to manage their stress? Well, if there are some women here, sometimes you let them be, number 2, but just understand that by DNA, by nature, they just don't know how to manage stress, especially inside the house, because they're trying to prove, okay, I'm not talking to every man, some men anyway. So if you notice that, give them a slap, because you just never know the external pressure that they are carrying since they don't know how to share. 2, these are some warning signs to know if you are depressed as a man or if a man in your life is depressed. Social withdrawal, they just want to be alone. This was a social person, all of a sudden, they just want to be alone. Something is wrong. Either sickness, since they don't even share their sickness, let's say they go and collect one diagnosis, they'll start withdrawing. They will not talk. Maybe they're owing money, they will not talk, they withdraw. So those are some of the signs that something is wrong with the man. Mood changes, okay? Loss of interest in hobbies. You were used to play tennis, you used to go hang out. You will see that trouble sleeping, they cannot sleep at night. So when you notice that your man or the man in your life is not sleeping well at night, this is a telltale sign that mental problem is there. Okay, sorry. Hang on one second, share screen. Okay, so that is that. All right, so another thing, sorry, I'm going through it, then I'll go through the solution. Another top thing that is killing our men is gut health. Gut health. So, like I said before, the man who is working in that location that I told you about, he was starting with bloating, from bloating to constipation. Yeah, he just managed it. But guess what? 1 week before he retired, he went to do a test and they found out they did a colonoscopy. How would you wait till you're almost 60 to do a colonoscopy? Please, if you have not done a colonoscopy and you're a man over 45 or 50, do a baseline colonoscopy. And please, I want you to quote me. Colon cancer starts up to 10 years before it manifests properly for someone to see it. 10 years. All the small polyps, some of them are going to turn to cancer. So if you have a baseline colonoscopy and they see some troublesome polyps, they clip it off for you and test it. So is it not easier for you to suffer through a colonoscopy than for you to suffer through a colon cancer? And they have to now cut something you'll be pooping in a bag. It's miserable for colon cancer. And most men don't survive colon cancer. Most don't survive it. And 1 in 8 will have prostate cancer, some kind of a cancer. So if you see now, they end up being a burden. So that is why I also invited women that, you know what, put hand for your uncle, your dad, your father, your mom, for all the men in your life. Then keep an eye on your children as they're coming up to make sure, because when the men fall, it's also on us, the women, to take care of them. Okay. So, I mean, that is for the good women, of course. All right, that's a joke. The men will be taken care of, but we don't even want you to go there. I think 2 weeks ago or so, we did a lecture on gut health, which is another thing that is killing men, gut health. What is gut health? Okay. Gut health, the gut is often known as the second brain, due to the connection to the immune system. If you don't have a healthy gut, you don't even have a good immune system. And remember the last time we said that stress kills your gut health. So if men are mostly stressed and they don't know how to manage that stress properly, then it means that their immune system is already half of what the women's immune system is. And that is why they easily die. Your gut is also connected to your mood, is connected to your energy. Okay, what are some common symptoms? Bloating. So any man in this platform, if you're having bloating, constipation, ulcer, pile, indigestion, I'm sorry, you're already a little bit in trouble. So we need to fix this. Okay, whatever it takes, we have to fix it. I know that you go to your doctor and sometimes they keep packing more medication. There are ways to fix it, and we are going to fix it together. What are the causes? Poor diet, of course, poor food intolerance, low fiber, stress, etc., can actually cause that. Now, so what do I want to conclude on the gut health? Gut health kills. It kills in different ways. The first way, remember, we're talking about the things that are killing the men. Number 1, it kills because it's going to half your immune system. Maybe this is why there are more men with infectious disease like HIV also. I don't know, infections and stuff. I don't know. But half of your gut health, your gut health is controlling 7 out of 10 things. Out of 10 things that God put to control your immune system, okay? Let me repeat that. Out of 10 things that God put to control your entire immune system, 7 is in your gut. And now we are saying that men have the highest gut health. They're always having gut health issues. So we don't want men to have gut health, and we will talk about how to not allow that to happen. So protect your gut health. It will at least give you you need your immune system to heal to heal anything. You need your immune system. So that is that about gut health. How can you check if you can take care of your gut health? I talked about colonoscopy, things like probiotics. Even if it's once a quarter, you buy your probiotics. Anytime you take antibiotics, you must follow it up with probiotics, because the antibiotics you're taking is going to kill both the good and the bad bacteria. So if you're killing all the good bacteria that is supposed to protect you, then you need to take probiotics to replenish it. So there's a lot, but I just want you to be aware that gut health is a high contributor to men's death, because when you have that bad gut health, you don't have a good immune system, you don't even have a good health at all. And then also it will increase your chances of having a colon cancer. It will mess you up totally. Another disease, that top 5 disease of men that they dread, that is killing them. Trust me, a lot of men, when they have poor sexual health, like they don't have good libido and everything, it depresses them. It makes them feel like, okay, I'm no longer valued to my wife. Even, I tell people, you have 5 fingers, 5. Even if you're not using the pinky finger, the last one, if something is wrong with it, you will not get yourself. So if it is possible, we need to ensure that every part of the body work. But look at this. Sexual health is a key indicator of what? Overall wellness. Overall wellness. So how would you have a good mental health if you don't even have a good sexual health? And we've seen here that a bad mental health can lead to depression and suicide. And once you're depressed and stressed at that level, your body is a manure for cancer. So you can see everything is linked up. Something as simple as sexual health that should be ignored can indirectly contribute to a man's exit. Okay, look at it. It says it's closely tied to physical and emotional health. So what are we on earth if we don't have emotions? Okay, so what are the causes? Okay, so common issues that we are seeing there. Number 1, you've heard about ED, erectile disorder. 2, don't blame yourself. You can come and do a test with your doctor or in our Dr. Physic clinic. Your testosterone may be low. If you have a low testosterone and your libido is low, at least you can forgive yourself that it's just that you have low testosterone. You can decide to boost it or you can leave it alone. So these are the issues. Now, what are the causes of all these men's sexual health issues? Number 1, medication. A lot of men don't know that there are so many medication, including many of the BP medicine they're taking, that is already destroying their libido and sexual health. So if you're taking a BP medicine and your sexual health is a little bit low, you can double check with your doctor that, is there a BP medicine that I can take that can help out my sexual health? The answer is yes. So just so that you know that the libido is not going only because of age, it can also go because of the very medicine that you're taking. Number 2, stress causes low libido or sexual health issues. Circulation problem. So that is why we say if you can exercise, if you're not having diabetes will kill your libido, because your blood is like syrup, and diabetes, there's something called neuropathy, and the nerves that fires and make things happen, they are dying small. It kills the nerves very, very fast. And then also the small vessels, they don't get adequate blood and oxygen flow like that. So diabetes. So if you have diabetes, hypertension, forgive yourself. If you're on BP medicine, forgive yourself. If you're obese, forgive yourself. If you have mental health issue, forgive yourself. If you're smoking and drinking alcohol, some people say smoking and drinking alcohol is actually an enhancer, but in the long run, it will finish you. Also forgive yourself. So we have listed those. Now, the last one, before I move to solution, is stress. Chronic stress triggers hormonal response that impact every single part of your body. So anytime you're stressed, what is not affected? Is it the heart is affected? The brain is affected? Digestion is affected? Libido is affected? So I'm begging men, we need to better, and that is why when we developed Dr. Physic Clinic, we put a spa inside it. And we call it medical spa. It's not that usual happy ending spa, but there's a way you will be doing your massage. You must not come to Dr. Physic. You can have your masseuse, the massage person, to come in periodically and I'm sorry I was interrupted, and do your massage. So please, men, we need to manage stress a little better. So now we are going to move into what they call solutions, and then we will now take it from there. Hang on one second. Okay, so what is the solution to keeping our men alive? Okay, nothing you've not heard, but maybe with a little bit of emphasis and exaggeration. Number one, colonoscopy. I've already said it. If you don't have a baseline colonoscopy and you go back every 5 to 10 years, depending on what the doctor tells you, if the colon cancer comes, which is a traumatic death sentence, I'm so sorry to say it like that. You cannot blame me for it. So please get your colonoscopy. There's one man that met me the other day and said, Dr. Susan, I'm 49, and the doctor said, I don't need to do colonoscopy. I said, which doctor are you talking to? I'm begging everybody, go and get your baseline colonoscopy, no matter how uncomfortable. It can never be as uncomfortable as having a colon cancer. So get a baseline colonoscopy and keep, and know that at least for the next 10 years, I'm free. Then after 10 years, you do it again. So that is number one. What is this colonoscopy? You will just lie down on the bed. They will put a pipe, like a pen or something, through your rectum, and the tip of that pen has a camera. So that camera will take a picture of every single part of your colon, okay, and go all the way up. In the process, if it sees polyps, cancer, or anything like that, they can clip it off and then let you know what to do. But if you catch it early, you will not die of it. But if you don't catch it late, it's usually very, very tough. So the first solution for me is, please get your baseline colonoscopy. If you've not done it, go back and do it. Prevention is cure. Second thing is that there are many studies that shows that if you're in the habit of doing colon hydrotherapy, when your colon is dirty, is an environment for things to grow and get bad and sour. You can much easier brew cancer in your prostate and in your colon. So if you're in the habit of doing colonic hydrotherapy, which is not the same, colonoscopy, the word scopy means the study of the colon. Hydrotherapy means sometimes you rinse your colon. This is not the same thing as taking a purge medicine. You just purge. This one is clean water. It's like cleaning your garbage can. So colonic hydrotherapy has actually shown this is how the colon is looking very dirty, and you use water pressure and clean that out. And by God's grace, you have a very clean and healthy colon, and then you can avoid having cancers and improve your prostate health as well, even libido health. So that is that. So it helps the system to detoxify, relieves from bloating, constipation. In fact, I think for all the colon cancer cases that I've heard, I don't remember one that did not have a standing constipation or pile. I don't remember one. So if you have pile of this, then we really need to be talking very, very often. You can buy psyllium husk and be taking, etc. There's much to do. And one of it is to make sure you have a clean colon. And the second thing is to increase fiber in your diet. All right. So, of course, the benefit of colonic hydrotherapy, it will relieve your bloating and gas, it will improve digestion and nutrient absorption, it will improve weight loss, that stomach fat thing that I talked about, it will support your gut flora, improve your skin, etc., etc. The point is that you have to do both. You have to do a colonoscopy, colonics. Too good for men. You need to go from this dirty colon to this clean colon. And you can imagine if your colon is this dirty, then why won't you brew all kinds of things? You need to move to the cleaner one. All right. Okay. Of course, that's why earlier on, I said that unfortunately, the only thing that is out there is just to be taking your drugs, and drugs. We did a lecture on oxygen as medicine. I brought in an Indian man who, in fact, one of our clients who is on this line right now, I saw him, he's looking at me. He just wanted to see whether the Indian man was telling the truth. And for a few days, he was able to stay off of his drug medication. He held his nose, the right side, and he did the deep breathing. And the BP just kept coming down, coming down, coming down. I think he got from 130 something or 40 something, he got as low as 116 over 78 from a high BP that he had. So now, for those of you that will not sit down and do this, this is why Dr. Physic Clinic, we introduce what they call Oxyvite. Once a month, once in 2 months, don't stay without it. Breathing exercise, don't stay without it. Cardiovascular exercise, the whole idea is not about exercise, it's about pumping as much oxygen into your system as possible. Somebody on this line will say, oh, if you do your SpO2, it's already showing 100. No, if you read the book, Everything Heals, it shows that when it shows 100, it means that you're breathing normal. So normal breathing is for living. Deep breathing, the one from exercise, the one from Oxyvite, the one from deep inhalation, the one from yoga, that is the healing oxygen that we are talking about. So there are two types. There are two types. So if you are into Oxyvite as well, it's gonna be, you can't do Oxyvite and have a stroke. You can never have a stroke. Someone should quote me. Let's have one person who had Oxyvite and had a stroke, at least according to Dr. Keru. So that is something you can also do. Now, I know that you're not going to just be hearers of word. I know that you're going to be you're going to listen. For a while, I've been preaching rest as medicine. For men, rest
We are not hearing you again, Doctor.
Dr. Susan, the audio
Not
is off.
everybody again.
We are not hearing you again, Doctor.
Oh, don't know what's happening. Now they do.
Yeah, your voice is coming back now.
But they were saying that because I bloat a lot.
The audio is gone. No, it's off. We can't hear you again. I hope we are trying to get solution to this.
I call this enemy of progress. I don't know why the network and the internet will do that at this dying moment when I'm almost wrapping up. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I'm praying you can all hear me.
I can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
We are with you.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you
we
so
can
much.
hear.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know, I call it enemy of progress. I don't understand why that would happen, so forgive all of us. Yeah, okay. All right. So you can see that now. Okay, thank you. All right. Now, we talked about nutrition. We talk about exercise. So when you go out for exercise as medicine, don't go for exercise because you're exercising. Go for exercise because, you see, I keep saying this, okay? If you see a 3 to 4, 5-year-old, they are walking all over the place, it means they're closer to that, to life. When you're older, you sit more. When you're about to die, you don't move. When you're dead, you're stiff. You don't move at all. So if you're not moving, you're closer to death. The only way your body knows that it wants to be alive, it wants to stay long, is by moving. And I've been repeating like 1 million times, 15-minute exercise, 10 to 15 minutes exercise is better than 4 hours once a week. Because that 4 hours once a week, you didn't even train your heart for it. So better you do small every day, okay? Now, what is detox? You look at your skin. If you bath, you see black nyama will come out. Now, inside your body, is it not the same cells? This inside the body too also has cells. So if you're not doing your detox, what do we call detox? We say, please, once a week, do fasting. If you do fasting, even including this colon cancer that we are talking about, you can fast it off. So fasting actually gets rid of cancer cells. So how do you do that fasting? You just drink water from morning till night, and then in the night, you make sure you don't eat any meat product, just a vegetarian-based something, mostly green. That day, even if cancer wanted to start, you've discharged their meeting. Because we all make oncocells, the small cancer cells in the body, but they must come for a town meeting, village meeting. Then when they have enough numbers, then they will become thick and then they take over. But before, when you drink water, if you do that, your 6 bottles of water, minimum 4, you've destroyed their meeting. You now join them with fasting. You've destroyed their meeting. You now rest again. You've destroyed their meeting. You now do colonic hydrotherapy. You've destroyed their meeting. You now take care of your gut and make sure your immune system 10/10 is intact. You're destroying their meeting. So, sorry if I did not overly bring out anything. Maybe it's not affecting you as it's affecting me, but I want to tell you that that person in NDC that I mentioned affected me. But I'll end my conversation with the one that affected me more, even especially today. And why I said I want to do this. This one is a police officer, and we are trying to open in another location, actually. And by the grace of God, this location is where the person was the commissioner of police in that place. And I don't want to, around that area anyway. The whole idea is that one day he was just urinating frequently, small. He's like, oh, you know what? Let me take a flight and go and see my doctor in Lagos. He went to see the doctor in Lagos. The doctor said, when you're urinating oh, by the way, let me teach the men, because the men are here. When you're urinating frequently, it's usually coming from 3 things, maybe 4. Number 1, maybe there's a sexually transmitted disease, some kind of infection, and all infection is not sexually transmitted. So there's infection. If you're urinating frequently, that is 1. Number 2, the prostate may be enlarged. Number 3, there could be a kidney issue. Okay, so, it can come from but primarily, if the thing is worrying you too much, it could be kidney, could be enlarged prostate, could be. So this man now took a flight he's still on duty, or he did not even take, when you say you go and see your doctor and come back. So the doctor is like, this is enlarged prostate. Let's just do a minor surgery, and you go back next week. So maybe this is like a Wednesday or Tuesday. He said, okay, if it is that easy, let me enter. He entered the surgery table at the hospital at 8 o'clock. Before 9 o'clock, he was dead in Lut Hospital here. I'm sure you probably heard the story. What is the meaning of that? It means that small, maybe this thing has been disturbing him, etc. But maybe this is when it climaxed. What am I saying to my men? We always wait until we are finished, and then we go and they finish us completely. We are not going to do like that again. No matter how small that thing is, scream as loud as possible. So he did not come out, he died. So what did I mention? I mentioned someone dancing, the person died. I mentioned somebody went to do a test, the person died. I mentioned when someone goes to see the doctor. I guess that they bundle things up and keep pushing the whole world. So we are not going to do like that again. We are not going to do like that again. Okay, so that being said, I'm not happy about his death, but he's gone. But another man will not die like that. So this is just a call to men, at least for the things that we are sure, 100% sure, is taking 1 in 8 is prostate cancer. That one is guaranteed, according to all the studies. So what are you going to do? Okay, number 1, if you're writing it down, I've already said do colonoscopy and colonics. 2, every single week, make it your Sunday medicine. Eat tomato and onion salad. Tomato, onion salad every single week. If you can do 2 times, just tomato and onions, like a full onions and about 2 to 3 tomato with olive oil and vinegar, or if you want to eat it plain. If you have it as a habit that every week, 2 times a week, only tomatoes alone, the prostate is already, in fact, it will change from cancer to benign. That is one thing, okay? Then 2, there's something called prostate tea. This prostate tea is made from saw palmetto and lycopene, the one that we have in our clinic. But even if you go to a pharmacy, you can still look for something that have saw palmetto and lycopene. So if you take those, guess what? Your prostate cancer something, it's already started. I'm talking preventive measures now. Then number 3, if you already have the prostate cancer and stuff, I want to make an announcement. You must not go through surgery. I know that a lot of people will tell you there's no way out but surgery. There's a way out. It's still orthodox medicine. So ask your doctor that, you know what, I want to go the oral route. Why? At age 86, I think last year, I made that announcement. My dad now developed prostate issue. I always bragged that, my dad is old and he has never had any disease, and okay, he used to have BP and the rest, which he got well. But at 86, almost 90, I said, Daddy, you're not going to do surgery. He took his tablets and PSA is 0, everything is 0. This is my own biological dad here. So I am a living testimony to my dad, since I'm not a man, that there are tablets that you can actually take and your prostate cancer can go if you're not the surgery person. Then surgery is not bad because the technologies are better and everything. If you already have it, you can, if you must, you can go through it. But look left and right before you climb the table, because too easy. Okay. Then for the heart, I'm stressing again, just lose like 5 kg, preferably from your stomach. Okay, that is one. Take 3 things. It will prevent you from having a stroke. Baby aspirin, 1, omega-3, 2, and then maybe you can have inflammagon tea, like all this natural tea that contains what do you call it? Turmeric, ginger, all this natural tea, they help. But of course, if you truly have high blood pressure or heart disease, like our BPT in Doctor of Physique, it actually helps with enlarged heart as well. So there are ways to go around it. So, but for now, what you can easily grab from the market, omega-3 is good for the heart health. CoQ10, if you're writing it down, CoQ10, coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, omega-3, cardioaspirin, and definitely still work with your cardiologist. And as I said before, go and do ECG, echo, and X-ray and keep. ECG, echo, and X-ray and keep. It is not enough to say, I've been taking my BP medicine for 10 years. Something could have changed and your BP will still be controlled, and something could have changed in the heart. Now, so I talked about the silent killer, the prostate. I talked about this, the heart condition. I've talked about diabetes. I've talked about cancer. I've talked about depression. The depression, see, even in women, in fact, if you look at almost all the women that have cancer, it's because they have some kind of depression on unforgiveness issue, most of them. So if men are depressed, then it's a problem. So adopt massage, adopt relaxation, look for somebody to tell your problem. I'll tell you 2 people that will not share your problems easily: a doctor and a pastor. There are many others, but at least I'm certain that those people are very good with keeping secrets. Like they will not go and tell your neighbor and take it to your village meeting. Look, just offload. You need to offload. It will actually also help you out. So I think I have spoken a lot. Just in case there are some minor questions, I want to thank you for your time, and I hope that whatever I spoke about helped. Remember, I also said that cancer starts 10 years before it shows for all men. So please do a baseline. It's not only right to just be taking those natural things without checking. You need to check. Everybody on this line must submit their colonoscopy result to me. I want to see it by myself, please. Okay? So that is where we are. All right. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, comments, what is disturbing you the most? There are many more things that disturb men, but at least across the globe, these are the top 5 men issues. And maybe another time I can do other aspects, but today I just wanted to pick top 5, and then we will go from there. So thank you so much for your time, and I sure actually helped. Thank you. So thank you so much. So I'll take your questions.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. My question, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, where can you do colon test in Nigeria? The colon, this is colon something in Nigeria.
Yes.
Secondly, places can be done. I don't know in hospital Nigeria. Secondly, I want to, during the prostate lecture, there was some disruptions during that the lecture. Some important areas were left out somehow. But what I wanted to ask is that he talked about sexual health, and then we talked about the libido. We talk about the testosterone, which is good for libido, and then we talk about BP. And I correct me if I'm wrong. There's some of the things we take, like BP drug, and then something that will increase the testosterone, will affect the prostate enlargement. How do you manage them together to ensure that you can enjoy this and then enjoy this one too? And also, prostate enlargement, how do you handle it? Because they say sometimes if you leave it, it can grow to may get some problem. What medicine do you take to bring it down in most cases?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your question for all men. The first question is that where can you do the colon test, which is, we call it colonoscopy. Scopy means the study of the colon. Actually, I think colonoscopy, a lot of labs, they do it. I think Echo Lab does it. We do it inside Dr. Physic Clinic. So we do colonoscopy. A lot of people don't know that. We do colonoscopy, polyp removal, and all of that. But you can do it in any hospital, most hospitals. So why I'm saying that is because a lot of people are not in Abuja. So if you're in Abuja, you can do it in the Dr. Physic Clinic. But if you're not in Abuja, if you have a conversation with your primary care physician and say that Dr. Susan said, I must get a baseline colonoscopy because I am 45 and above, and 1 in 8 men will have a prostate cancer or colon cancer that you want to do, I'm sure they will give you a referral, because they must give you a referral, because when you go to do it, they will ask, why are you doing it? So that is number 1. So yes, 1, we do it in Dr. Physic. The second one is your doctor will be able to give you a referral to that. Second and most important question is that was a very technical question. If you the testosterone feeds the prostate. So somehow, when we are shrinking the prostate gland in men, we actually give a medication that reduces testosterone to the prostate. So the question now is, if you're trying to enhance libido with testosterone-related products, and then you also have to make sure that your prostate gland does not grow, how do you do it? Is you wait. So that is why you have to work with a very qualified physician. Number one, we look at your age, we look at your PSA. If your libido, if your testosterone is like 0, and we see that your prostate health is good and there's no risk, then we will boost it for you. But if we see that your prostate health, let's say you're already having enlarged prostate, I'm sorry, we have to temporarily step down on using we have other ways of enhancing your sexual health without using testosterone increasing sexual enhancement drug. So we have to use the alternative. So I don't know if I'm clear. So there are 2 ways to improve your libido. One is by playing around, increasing your testosterone. If you're at risk of prostate issue, we will not go through that route. So that is how I want to answer that question.
And there is another question again about erectile the dysfunction. That sometimes it has also something to a connection with the heart also. I don't know how true that is. That if your the sexual health is not in good shape, it's also a sign of, can affect the heart too, or it could be a sign of heart problem. I don't know. The connection two of them can be.
Okay, so the connection between look at the medication called Viagra. The Viagra originally that gives erection. That Viagra drug was originally a heart medication. So they found out that in the male ward, when they give this medication to regulate the blood pressure or the heart issue, all the men woke up with erection. So they studied it and then adjusted it and turned that one strictly for. So you can see there's a relationship between the heart and the erection. And that is why if you abuse sexual drugs that the doctor did not give it to you, you can actually ruin your heart health. So the relationship is there. Then also, you see, when your heart is pumping the blood, okay, naturally, it will send the blood to the brain and other vital organs faster than it will send it to organs that are, I call it once in a while organ. For example, the penis, I call it once in a while organ because there's no way people have sex every single day. I'm sure maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week or 5 times a week. I don't know what people do. But the point is that, but your brain, the point I'm trying to make is that your brain works 247. There are other organs that need that blood. So it has a priority. So if you force it to go to the penis area and then deprive other organs, like the heart, you can actually hurt yourself. So there's a relationship, is true. But I think what I want you to walk away with, if you work with a doctor, a qualified doctor, to help you manage this, you're going to be okay. But yes, there is a relationship.
Please, can you throw more light on what we can do with the prostate enlargement? The medicine we're going to take to bring it down whenever it rises.
Okay.
Some of us do not want to go into operation that we want to manage the way we're managing it.
Okay, so when the prostate is enlarged, the doctor first has to determine, is it benign or malignant? That means, is it a BPH or cancer? So based on, is it just a BPH or a cancer, which we said that is highly likely that is a cancer. If it's a BPH, just something as easy as Duodart. They have other names on it. I'm not supposed to just throw out the names of the medication on such a large platform, but I cannot do the prescription generally because we have to check on other things if the person is on other medication, contraindications. But I just want to assure you, the objective was to assure you that whether it is cancer or non-cancer, you can do tablet because that information is not available to the patient. So when the patient go, they are scared that they must go through surgery and they might die. So I don't, the whole idea of me doing this lecture for the men is that don't be scared. Nobody should die. Nobody, in fact, nobody on this platform can die of prostate health. Again, you cannot. Go there with confidence because your mind is the only thing that can kill you faster than prostate health.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, one last question, please. I've done a lot of tests, especially in the clinic, and most of the time, the B is benign, not this thing, not cancerous. There was time they told them to go and do this, the one they do sound, I don't know them call it, and then it's benign. Yeah. 3 times I've done is benign. Is it possible? Is there any possibility of benign turning to cancer?
Yes, 100% yes. I'm sorry to disappoint you. So there's a possibility of benign turning to cancer because sometimes it starts benign. It starts like that, like you see that is just enlarged. But how would you know that it's a cancer without doing a biopsy? How would you know that it's a cancer without it being? So yes, we have seen things that started out looking as benign, but eventually turned out to be cancer. Any urologist can confirm that finding. So it doesn't always start out cancerous at beginning. You know, how do we even know it's cancer? So when they do the prostate, sorry for those of you that are not men or don't have prostate, you better listen because somebody in your life will need this lecture from you. When they say the PSA has gone up, it means that it's either benign or cancer. That is established. We treat it as benign until we prove that it's cancer. The only way to prove if it is cancer, honestly, is through biopsy. They do ultrasound, some kind of a scan, and maybe you must use a scan, and then you do that digital rectal examination. So there are further investigations. But sometimes, even when we see in medicine, you see that this thing is clearly cancer. You cannot even start a chemotherapy drug of any nature, natural or non, on that patient unless you do a biopsy. So you can see why, you know. So what I'm saying is that just pretend that you already have the cancer. If it is high vitamin C once a day that is reducing cancer, start taking it. If it is drinking water that is reducing cancer, start taking it. If it is because there's a high chance that 52% of every diagnosed this thing is already at cancer. So just pretend that it's a cancer, and if it's not, then you're lucky. Because I rather believe, okay, you know what, this thing can be cancerous, let me do something about it. So thank you so much for your questions. I'm sure you read the minds of a lot of people here. So I'll just take it from there. Okay. Someone says, thank you, doctor. Please, how do we forward our colonoscopy results to you? Just on this same platform, you can send it. Please, everybody should forward their colonoscopy result to me. I want to see it on this same platform, or if you just call Dr. Physic, my number is on here. I will put it again, 0818 537 6148. This is my number. Please forward your colonoscopy result to me, please. Because as I said before, colonoscopy.
Please, can you call the number again, please?
Okay, 0818 537 6148. So as I was saying before, no matter the inconvenience of a colonoscopy, colon cancer, and don't. All right. And then it says, I know somebody in Delta State who had prostate cancer, and he started taking soursop fruit and soursop tea, and he's well. 100%, I believe you. That is why I said, don't wait till you have the cancer. So since we now have evidence that soursop tea, so you can substitute your Lipton. Every man should have soursop leaves in their house and substitute one of their Lipton teas, maybe weekend teas with soursop teas. So you don't have to wait till the prostate cancer comes. Definitely soursop leaves will cure the cancer. It has cured a lot of cancer. Thank you, Dr. Susan, for this enlightening lecture. Please consider screening or checkup would you recommend for men at different age milestone to identify potential issues? Also, will the presentation be shared? Yes, the presentation, I'd love to review the key points. Yes, the presentation will be shared. As I said, number one, tell them you want to do a comprehensive test with CEA. CEA means cancer, is a cancer marker, is a tumor marker. So you can tell your doctor, I want to do a test, I want to have a tumor marker, okay? And then you now do colonoscopy. So what I'll do is maybe on this same platform, I'll list the test that I think every man should go and do, and then I'll place it on our platform. If one takes plenty water, won't that person urinate too often? Yes, you will. But for me, I'd rather urinate too often than be sick too often. So let's drink in the morning, urinate much, and then go to sleep. For instance, to avoid kidney stone, one is advised to take more water frequently. Water is medicine. Onions, people chewing onions, they have used onions alone to shrink prostate. But in our claim that I know that only this tomato and onion salad thing has dropped their prostate to nearly zero, and maybe it came out cancer. I know one man, the person is in the military background also. It was a cancer. Yeah, okay, sir, you ask, can benign become malignant? I say, yes, we have seen it, but we've also seen cancer become BPH. And the person was on prostate therapy, like all these ones, like our prostate T was taking a combination of prostate T, prostate shrinker from the clinic, and then the person that was now doing the tomato and onion salad minimum 2 times a week. How much is colonoscopy? I don't know. Yes, sir.
Dr. Susan, thank you once again for this very enlightening lecture and what you are doing for humanity. There is one word that runs across most of your lectures since I started following, and this word is stress. Stress. And sometimes it's difficult to know or to understand when one is under stress. How does one in a society like ours avoid stress or manage it? Because I see that it comes up in all the issues of the body that you have raised. We talk about stress. Stress promotes bad health, gut health, and all that.
Okay. So thank you so much for that question. I think the first solution to getting rid of stress or not allowing stress to finish us is to realize that we will never ever be able to live without stress. Stress is part of us. So for like someone like me, let's talk now. For me,
Yes.
I have accepted that the very air that I'm breathing, apart from this air, the next thing is stress. So if you know that it's like your skin will be dirty, you need to bath. So because you bath today, tomorrow, whether you see the dirt or not, you go back and bath. And like that. This is how we need to accept stress. Because no matter what you're doing on your own part to prevent stress, it comes. That is one.
Yes.
Two, the fact is that God put those hormones and things that are secreted in the body so that if you run into what they call a true stressful situation, you open a compound to see your friend, and instead of seeing your friend coming out of the house, you see a lion, and the gate is already locked behind you. It's those things that come out, vasoconstriction, the palpitation, the everything that can make you to scale that fence. God had put it there. But what we are trying to say is that when that thing does not happen short term, but it lingers. So, for example, you're owing money and the stress, the fight or flight effect is in the body for hours or for days. Maybe there's a sickness in the family, maybe something. So, that thing that was supposed to help us to scale a fence, if it happens for a long time in the body, it now kills our flora, makes our body to be sick, and all of that stuff. So, since we know that stress is after the oxygen you're breathing now, then automatically you have to automatically incorporate stress reducing things in your body, whether you're stressed or not. Number one, deep breathing exercises. Because when you're stressed, you're not breathing, you're doing shallow breath. But when you're not stressed, you can breathe from your belly button. Try it. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. One more time. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. So when you're stressed, you don't even remember to breathe. You're just breathing from nose. Nose, like here. Nothing is entering. So what am I trying to say in summary is that accept that stress is living with you. Schedule stress relieving activities consistently. And I think that is just a simple answer for you, sir. I'm sorry if I didn't answer it well, but
Thank
but
you.
but that's just it. Yes, sir.
You have very much so. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is like the longest lecture ever. And I think it was pretty beneficial, at least to highlight and make a lot of, give some emphasis to somebody. Okay, people are sending messages at me. So I'm adding. So I'm waiting for your.
Sorry, Dr. Susan. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. This is a base colonoscopy. Is it
Yes.
can it be done in like this is it baseline
Baseline.
colonoscopy? Can
Yes,
it be
sir.
done baseline colonoscopy? Can it be done in Doctor Physics Center?
Yes, sir. It can be done in Dr. Physics Center or any lab. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can just walk up to Ikeja to your Lagos office and do it.
Oh no, we are not doing it in Lagos yet. Only in Abuja.
Then is the Lagos not part of Dr. Physics Center?
Sir, but if you go there, Dr. Adeyi will give you the center that we are using, that we know they have a new equipment and they're doing a good job. Yes, sir. That's why I also added that you can ask any of your primary care physicians so that they can give you where they can swear, because you never know. If you go to one of those general places, they can do you in. Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks so much. God bless you.
Okay. All right. So, I hope you enjoy. Soursop leaf is very good. Please take it. I hope you will do a bit of what we have spoken about. And I want to say thank you so much for coming out. I'm praying for you.
Sorry,
Yes,
doctor, I want
go
to add.
ahead. Yes.
Hello, doctor. I want to add
Yes.
some of these teas that you mentioned.
Yes,
Please make
sir.
them available in Lagos, please. It's better for us. We can't be hearing you like this and we can't post them to us from Abuja. So please, even if it's 2 packs, make them
Okay,
available.
sir. I will make sure they have the prostate tea, the soursop tea, and we will not have the prostate salad. That one you must do it at home. The water you
Yes.
drink at home.
Yeah.
This lecture, why I don't push it is because my intention for this lecture, and God will never allow me to miss the objective, is what can people do at home? So if you see me stress one or two things and under stress For example, when I was talking about colonoscopy, I could have said, oh, go to Dr. Physique, but that's not the objective. So
Yeah.
yes. So it's what you can do at home. There's
Yeah.
a seed called what's the name of, it's not Bennett seed. It's green in color. Oga
Chia seed.
Ozojofo,
Is
you
it chia?
used to not chia seed. You used to buy it. It's green in color. It looks like melon, but it's
This
green.
pumpkin seed.
Pumpkin seed is also very good
Pumpkin
for
seed.
prostate health. Yes, it's very good for prostate health. So it
And the
should be
flax seed. I think flax seed too.
no, pumpkin seed is more important for men.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's do that. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. I'm praying for you, and I believe that by just attending this lecture, your health is totally restored, and God will preserve your health, and
Amen.
and you will live long for me because I need all of you alive. So thank you so much, and have a good night until we see next Wednesday. Take care.
Where's the office in Lagos?
Okay, it's in Ikeja, sir.
Okwebi, I will say estate.
Estate.
Okwebi.
Yes, I'll share it on our platform.
Okay.
All right, thank you.